Maureen. Hello, everyone. Hello, Anne. Okay. So, as I have been already a little late, yeah, so I think we just started this meeting. So, a warm welcome, everyone. Yeah, hello from Aachen right now in Germany. So, this is where I'm living, and it's my pleasure to have this investigator meeting together with you. And I really appreciate for everyone who takes the time to get connected to briefly talk once in a month about current updates, next milestones, current questions which we may have. And overall, the intent is as well next to the study specific discussions to have as well some discussions around other research opportunities which we as colleagues and we as this growing network may have. And as such, I have also today a special guest invited here. So it's Professor Sabri from Toronto, who will give another little talk about another observational but highly relevant research project. We have been in contact in the past couple of months. He initially had some exchanges with Darren, and we just thought like, hey, we all are very much interested in more research in this field, how to combine research approaches. I know that you, Nadia, as well, for example, are very active here. We all are very active with maybe little projects and may think to bring these ideas to other sites. And we as well would like to use this exchange here for everyone to expose their ideas. However, first of all, I just want to ask: is there somebody who has not yet been here or who needs some introduction? Otherwise, I would may kindly use the opportunity to introduce officially as well Caitlin, to who recently joined our executive committee. So, Caitlin, would you like to introduce yourself to the round? I know everyone knows you, but I think it's as well nice to see your face, your voice, you know.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Caitlin Pryskowski. I'm the clinical pharmacist at the U.S. Army Institute of Surgical Research in San Antonio. And I've been working with the team more closely this past week as I've joined the committee, and I'm very happy to be on the committee and helping to lead this effort.
Great. Thank you so much. So we are very happy to have you. All right. If there are no burning questions, so Maureen has already shared the agenda. We have a little later as well time to discuss open points, questions, thoughts, idea. Every kind of ideas are every time welcome, and especially ideas who may make our lives easier, or if you just have additional ideas, thoughts, please don't be too shy to share them with us. Otherwise, I would hand it over to Sabri right now to give a little presentation about his research idea, his research activity. And so, Sabri, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much, Christian, for the invitation. And thank you, everyone, for being here. So I'll be sharing my screen and start my talk as soon as you see it. All right. You see my screen? Yeah, fantastic.
Clearly.
Fantastic. So I'll be briefly presenting the burn care outcomes platform So the Burn Co-op International Project, we are actually setting up with Alex Mebaza from Paris and Suvir Singh from Imperial College London, UK. And actually, as you know, burn injury is a significant public health problem worldwide. It strikes mostly young to middle-aged working people and is associated with long-term disability. And last and not least, there is a high mortality associated with severe burn injuries, which is plateauing in the last few decades. So this is an interesting paper published in the European Burn Journal, and in this paper, the authors compared different international guidelines from Europe, North America, and Australia mainly, and actually they highlighted a lot of disparities, as they say, within the guidelines. And subsequently, they highlighted also multiple key research gaps in burn care. So this is another important paper recently published with a panel of experts, which suggested high priority questions to unravel different or to answer different questions in burn care research. And they actually suggested more research regarding long-term outcomes, more research based on biomarkers to unravel underlying biology, which may trigger an answer to a treatment or not. For example, inflammatory reaction, the endothelial dysfunction, especially in the acute phase, and the answer to treatment such as vasopressors, albumin, or vitamin C. So the Burn Co-op project is actually a clinical and translational research platform, in which we will be working on available observational data sets and biobanks. So we are aiming to use this approach for biomarker discovery. If there are any people interested in biomarker research or has some biobanks, we could join forces for that purpose. Second, we are aiming to look at treatment association with outcomes based on approaches of propensity scores, for example. We are also aiming to reanalyze neutral trials, for example, the Reenergize trial, to actually identify different phenotypes or clusters based on different biological variables, which may help to understand if there are groups of patients who actually respond to a treatment or not. This approach was used already in critical care, especially in ARDS patients. So the main examples or main papers were published by the group of Caroline Calfee regarding ARDS. So hypo, for example, inflammatory versus hyperinflammatory patients with different responses to treatments, especially different PEEP levels, for example, or statins during the acute phase. So last and not least, we'll be setting up innovative trials, mostly platform. I was thinking about platform or randomized adaptive clinical trials with Bayesian approaches, and also using predictive enrichment based on the aforesaid identified phenotypes. So we may test a treatment in a given subclass of critically ill burn patient based on their, for example, inflammatory patterns or endothelial dysfunction patterns, and to increase the opportunities to have a response or an improvement in outcome related or associated with that treatment. So of course, all these let's say parts or steps in the project are interconnected. So the two first steps will help to provide evidence to set up the trials, but also to support the grant applications. So this is the main observational study to start the burn care outcomes platform. We are aiming to look at early norepinephrine use in the first 48 hours and its association with outcome in severely burned patients. And we are actually including patients with a criteria of severe burns. And the primary endpoints will be the acute kidney injury, KDIGO stage 1 to 3 in the first 7 days after burn injury, and we'll be using inverse probability of treatment weighting to adjust for confounders for treatment assignment in these patients, as it is not a randomized controlled trial. So this is the international research network. So mostly centers from Europe already joined the network, and they confirmed their participation in this study. There are other centers from North America, especially from Canada and from Australia as well. And we are aiming to have more people joining us, especially from South America, Africa, Middle East, and Asia. So finally, this is the last slide. This is the International Scientific Advisory Boards with Alex Mebaza, as already said, Matt Berger from Lausanne, Suvir Singh from London, and of course, my friend Christian from Germany. And thank you for attention. And if you have any question, and I'm happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabri.
My pleasure.
Are there any questions? No, if this is not the case right now. So, Sabri, what is the current status? So, where are you precisely right now? Yes. So you nicely outlined that you have different milestones, which in your research agenda. So, where are you right now? So, what are the next steps? What are the sites are currently working on?
Christian, I missed the first part of the question.
Sorry, so maybe
yeah.
I was breaking up. So
yeah.
The question was, what is the current status? So how could what exactly would you ask sites which would be interested to participate in?
Yeah, I mean, for now we ask the site who already joined us to contribute with a given number of patients. We said around 50 to 100 patients. The idea is to look at the association of norepinephrine use and in the first 48 hours and its association with acute kidney injury in the first 7 days of severely ill burn patients. The whole picture is everyone provides a given number of patients. We merge data, and at the end of the story, we will have a large data set, including all these patients from different centers, and it's both ways. So the once the data set is set up, of course, we will be working on this first study, but afterwards, the idea is that every participating center can work on that data set. So if you participate with 50 or to 100 patients afterwards, you may have afterward to participate. You can participate actually to more than 1,000 patients, hopefully. Of course, we can discuss more in depth the details of the study. I can send the synopsis, the full design of the study, which is already written, the description, of course, of the whole BurnCoop platform. We already started REB application at different sites. So here in Canada, and all the participant centers already started last month the application for their institutional REBs or local REBs. And at a given point, we'll be using a REDCap eCRF so that everyone can enter the data. We'll have the full data set set up, and then again, everyone can have an access to the data set to work on it.
Ah, nice. So I think this is as well interesting, and I especially like the philosophy, so that which is as well part what Darren did in the past. So like that he opens plenty of research opportunities for the investigators. So like if there are other questions which might be of interest or relevance, so that others could as well come approach you to work together on observational research question, for example. So that's great. Thank you so much. Yeah, and
no problem.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, sure. And so we will keep you in the loop. Yeah, so it can be that from time to time. So this is a growing network. So we are very active in many countries, and we just thought, and that's what I heard from my colleagues. Some of them are here in the call. Like it is as well nice to know about more research activities and even how to combine different research activities and to know each other in the field, yeah, to know other people who are eager to research in this field. What are ways to more effectively work together, and as well funding wise in future, it is always important that we appear together as group, yeah, so that with the overall aim to provide more evidence for the treatment of our patients. And so congrats for your research project and all the best. So we'll be in touch, obviously. All right. Thank you, Sabri. So Maureen, please help me. I think we go next with the operational update. Is it correct? Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So then I turn it over to you and Shona.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. No worries at all. So thank you again, everyone, for joining us today. It's always exciting to get as many of you together as we can. I want to go through our monthly recruitment report, but I also wanted to provide just an overall update of the progress that we're making in each country. So currently here in Canada, we have 3 active sites and 2 others that are in progress. And from those 3 active sites, we've had 21 enrollments. So excited about that. In the US, you can see my screen, correct, Christian? Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, in the United States, we currently have 6 active sites with 4 more hopefully coming on board in the near future. And again, 21 enrollments from the United States. In Mexico, 1 currently active site, and they've enrolled 9 patients. All of these are patients that have been enrolled in the pilot study so far. In Germany, we currently have 3 active sites, and I believe about 6 in the wings, coming on soon, hopefully, and 4 patients enrolled in Germany. The German sites were much more recently activated. 1 active Belgian site and 3 more coming on board. Again, our Belgian site was just recently activated, so no enrollments yet, but coming soon. And then the sites that are not yet active, but we hope to activate very soon, include Costa Rica. So we're very close to getting that site activated and excited about that. Then we have 5 sites in France, 6 plus, we think, even more coming. Thank you, Nadia, for your recruitment activities and efforts there. We appreciate it. Coming on board, 1 site in Paraguay, 1 and maybe a couple more in Poland, 2 active sites, and again, maybe some more in Portugal, 3 in Spain, 1 in Singapore, and 1 in Thailand. And I don't have listed here the United Kingdom, but we do have a number of sites there that may also come on board. But even just with the currently active sites, which is 14, and those that are in progress, we have 50 sites. With potentially more than that. So very exciting. 55 patients enrolled so far and more to come. So looking forward to that. And so for our recruitment report, I just, we like to show you what's happening. So this you'll see where it says randomized. Yes, this is the 55 total. I believe we're up to 59. I think we've had 4 patients in May already, so that's even more exciting. And the sites, these are the 14 sites that are currently active. Again, a couple of them that are just recently activated, and so they haven't enrolled yet, but we know that's coming soon. And pretty soon we'll have all of your sites listed here and be looking at that data on a monthly basis. And we try to provide helpful feedback to you, so you can see what's going on at other sites as well as at your own site, and try to make any adjustments if needed. So our projected enrollment is based on those 14 sites. We expected 5.2 patients in April, and we actually had 5, so we're really right on target with that, happy with that. Overall, from the beginning of the pilot, which was in August of 2020, we expected we'd have closer to 80 patients by now. We were at 55, but I do feel like as we activate more sites, we're closing that gap. And the reasons continue to be the same for patients that are missed. So the majority being more than 24 hours from the time they're admitted until we can get consent. And then second to that, patients that are moribund. And so not really much that can be done about either of those. Regarding reasons patients are not approached for consent, again, the primary reason being that there's no next of kin substitute decision maker that can make that decision for the patient. And then secondly would be a recommendation from the clinical team. And again, really not really anything that can be changed there. I will go back to that. The only thing that I will say is I know that at our site in Harborview, they have a process in place where they can obtain consent through an electronic process. And if we can, and so they've been able to consent more patients that don't have a substitute decision maker or next of kin available to them. And so they can do that electronically. And so as we activate more sites, if you want more information about that, we can help try to get you information about how we can implement that at each of the other sites. So we are looking into that, and hopefully we'll have more information coming soon. And then the reasons that consent isn't obtained when patients have been approached, the primary reason is just that people aren't interested. And that happens. And of all the patients that have been approached, there have only been 9 of those. And so we don't consider that a high number. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about briefly are regulatory updates. But before we go there, did anyone have any questions about what I've presented so far regarding the activity and what's happening and how we're moving forward?
Maureen, this is Lee Cancio from San Antonio, Texas. I'd just like to comment that the point about electronic consent has been a real game changer for us in another study that we're doing. And it really facilitates getting next of kin consent, albeit there is some regulatory and information technology work that needs to be done up front. But if that can be at all implemented for this study, it would be absolutely outstanding. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee, for sharing that information. Yeah, and if anyone out there has experience in their own studies, we'd be happy for you to share that with us. The executive committee meets monthly, and we try to discuss anything that could potentially move the study forward in a more effective manner. So, yeah, please let us know. Any other comments or questions?
Just from my side, I would like to know if you know something about the application regarding Italy at the European level. Do you know when the answer is supposed to come back? Or?
So perfect timing, Nadia. Thank you. And again, thank you for all of your work in Italy. with all of these sites that you've been recruiting for us. So the CETUS application for all of the European sites, so it's an overreaching application, so it covers all EU member states, has been submitted for the harmonized protocol, and we are expecting a response in June. And so once we receive that response, then we will be able to add all of the EU member state sites that are ready to be added to that protocol. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thanks. Just I'm wondering why Germany and was able to serve before, just to understand the way to be able also to answer to questions from other people, other colleagues.
So Germany and Belgium both applied regarding the protocol under the old EU regulations. And yeah, and so now
like 2 years ago.
yeah. Yeah. So now with the new regulations, we have everyone else, Italy, Spain, Portugal, all under the new application. And Germany and Belgium will be under the new application as well, which is why this says that we've submitted the harmonized protocol. What we had to do is harmonize the two protocols from Germany and Belgium and submit them to CETUS. And then once they accept that, we'll submit all of your other sites under that approval. Yeah, they used the old system. Yeah. Yeah, regarding the regulatory updates, we've also received feedback from the US FDA on our pre-submission, pre-IND application. And the executive committee has met to discuss the responses to that. Those responses are being prepared. We hope to submit that back to them in the next couple of weeks before the 1st of June. And then fingers crossed, we'll have the IND for the phase 3 trial. You'll notice here that the US does have approval for the pilot trial, and so that's why we have those 6 sites that are enrolling. But for the phase 3 trial, we had an IND exemption for the pilot. For the phase 3 trial, the FDA required us to submit an IND application. So that's what's happening there. And I've already discussed the CETUS application, and then these are the countries that we have approval in. And as you know, the first 5 all have at least 1 active site. Costa Rica, we expect to activate in the coming weeks, as well as Paraguay. So, any other questions or comments?
So I feel really sorry so for my European colleagues to wait until we hear back from the CETUS application, which is unfortunately a very complex submission process. But I'm very, very happy that we already passed the first how can we say that, the first barrier and hurdles of this application, and I think we should hear back within the next couple of weeks. Yeah,
that is the hope.
Yeah,
those are all of the updates that I have regarding the study. We do have a revised pharmacy manual that is available. We have, and so for sites that are on the phase 3 portion of the study, we do have a couple of sites. We have regulatory approvals here in Canada for the phase 3 trial. And so that's what some of our more newly activated sites are operating under, and then getting amendments for the others. And then we're working on a revised study procedures manual that will get out to everyone soon as well as updated worksheets for the implementation of the trials. So from an operational standpoint, we're working behind the scenes to try to make everything as smooth and easy for all of you as possible. Any other comments?
So if thank you so much, Maureen, for this wonderful update. I just want to add. So sometimes we all got blinded on the procedures. If you have any ideas to make things during your daily life easier, please reach out to us. Yeah. So so sometimes there's a blind spot, or if during this research project you come across another question or something else, don't be shy, reach out to us, and please let us know about that, or if we can help you with something, that would be great. So when I looked at the first slide, Maureen, Emily already stated, like, this is impressive, this is really great to see this international, constantly growing, still growing network. Yeah, so which is based on a lot of enthusiasm and personal effort. And therefore, I really would encourage everyone to think creatively how to pull out as much as even possible for every one of us. Yeah, so this is really wonderful. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I don't think, are there any further questions? Yeah. Nadia, I think we will talk about the European Burn Association Congress offline further, like if we should plan a meeting there on site, which will be the case. Yeah, so we know from some of our colleagues here in the group, but as well from others outside of the group, that they will come to the EBA meeting. We can maybe talk next during the next meeting a bit more about that.
So Christian,
otherwise,
when and where is the EBA for people who don't know and may be interested in attending?
Sorry.
Yeah,
excellent point. So Nadia,
yeah, go.
Yeah, please. No, it's yours.
No, it's not. Just the EBA Congress will be in Nantes, France, the beginning of September, from 6 to 9 of September. And just I think I would like also to mention that the early bird registration will end at the end of this month, May. So if somebody would like to save a little bit of money, can have a look at that now, maybe. Then it's possible clearly to register also later, but there is this possibility.
Yeah, no, thank you, Nadia. That's excellent. Excellent. So yes, there is the opportunity to attend the European Burn Association Conference in September. So yeah, check into that if you haven't and might be interested in going. Christian, you said you will be there, correct? Nadia, it sounds like you'll be there. Yeah. So yeah, it would be a great time to collaborate, and we will have a meeting, you said, probably, Christian, correct? At that time, a VICToRY meeting.
Yes.
We will have there the opportunity to have a meeting, especially on the VICToRY trial, and then I hope also that we will able to arrange a meeting with also Christian there regarding research in burn care in general.
Mm-hmm.
What other things? And there is also the possibility that Christian and maybe some other colleagues start to have a closer approach to. There is also now an EBA research committee that is open to new opportunities to cooperate with other groups. So I think it will be a great opportunity if you start to get in touch with that.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
thank you.
Very much looking forward to it. All right, I think so. If there are no further comments, questions, thoughts,
I have one more
Uh,
comment, Christian.
Yeah, please.
Apologies,
Please,
I'm chatty
absolutely.
today, I know.
No, that's great. Yeah, so
One more comment is that at our meeting June 29th, we will be hearing from Dr. Alexis Turgeon from L'Enfant Jésus. They are currently our highest enrolling site, consistently enroll, and so they're going to share with us some of their screening tips and processes. So please, all of you who are able, join us. We're looking forward to what they have to say.
fantastic. Thank you. Right now, I don't dare to close the meeting.
Go for
But
it.
so if there are no other questions, so I'm very happy to give you all back 23 minutes of your day. And thank you so much for all your effort and enthusiasm, and wish you a lovely day, evening, morning, wherever you are around the globe. And looking forward to latest catch up in a couple of weeks from now.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, everybody.
See you soon. Thank
Good night.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good one.